Quake. I should have put on the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 thing, but I didn't. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's another box of dogs.
Woof, woof.
Thank you, Steve. I'm probably going to slip between scenes a little bit randomly tonight and all over the place because I've added some things. So there's now a long list of scenes.
Well, that's bullshit.
Yeah, well, fuck you, bitch. I'd hear you better with your top off. I really don't know what I'm gonna talk about, so I don't know. What do you think I should talk about, Joe?
Secretary, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I feel the same way. All right, well, let's just dig into the Twitters. But first...
Yeah, but I know what'll make you feel better.
Oh, no, not another box of dogs!
It's another box of dogs!
Howdy, folks. How you going? Look, I'm just doing a stream because I've been saying I'm going to do one for a while, so I thought I'd just do one, huh? You know what I mean? Know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean. So it's going to be a little all over the place as usual. I know last time I promised I was like, I'll be more organized next time. But okay, I think this makes a good point. Why is it when a woman needs space, she's like, I need space, and any man doesn't like immediately respect her wishes, the man's controlling. But when a man says to a woman, I need space, she goes, oh, what's wrong, baby? Why? What's wrong, baby? What's wrong? Why do you need space, baby? What's wrong, baby? Why do you need space? Do you need space? Oh, you know what helps me? Talking. You know, I had a bad day too. What always helps me is talking about it. So let me get in your face and just talk. And then all that's left to do is punch the wall. So now, the only people suffering are the man and the wall. And the woman's all, well, there's no need to punch the wall. And then you have to fix the wall. So what's the fucking deal with that? Anyway, I don't know. That was just a random thought. Yeah, all that could be avoided with you shutting the fuck up. Anyway, and that's not all women, obviously. Just most. I was thinking earlier, it's probably like more on the left. Like, how do you tell the left and right apart? Like, okay, so women on the left, you're probably used to men on the left who tell you constantly that your lives are really hard. And look, no doubt your lives are hard in all sorts of ways, but they'll tell you things like your lives are harder than ours. Women have got it so bad, and blah, 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 blah. That's because they're trying to fuck you. Right? Just don't ever make the mistake of thinking that they actually care about you. Or the other option is that man actually genuinely believes that, you know, women have it terrible and there's misogyny and feminism is the answer, because that man has never had to struggle a day in his life. Like, he was born, his parents took care of him, he went to school, that was fine. Then he left school and went to university. His parents paid for all that. He stayed at home while he did that. That was all fine. Then he went and got a job. And it's just been a doddle for him. So he goes out there and he meets women. And they're all like, my life's super hard. And he's like, oh, yeah, super hard. Can I have sex with you now? And it's the only way he knows how to breathe. So those are dangerous men, ladies, because they will not tell you the truth. Because the truth is they're saying that because they're trying to fuck you. We call them, what are they? The cuttlefish. Cuttlefish. That's what we call them. Because the cuttlefish, the male cuttlefish, is a big motherfucker. It's like this fucking big thing. Swims along. Bup, 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 bup. The female cuttlefish swims along underneath the male cuttlefish to be protected. So the smaller males give themselves female attributes. Sound familiar? they make themselves look like females so that when they come along swimming, oh, can I swim under you, Mr. Big Fish? They swim along underneath, and then they fuck the women. Huh? Sounds familiar, doesn't it? That's right, I'm talking about Mexicans. No, I'm not talking about Mexicans. You know what I'm talking about, folks. I had a very cool catch up with a fella today. I think I tweeted it, actually. Oh, there's the Venezuela timeline. In fact, I'm sure I tweeted a photo earlier on. Let me just find it. Here he is. Bubba Dez. That fella right there. That is Bubba Dez. Bubba Dez is 95 years old. Right? And he's very cool. I've known him for years because he's actually a friend of my mother's boyfriend from when they were kids. They knew each other when they were kids. So I've kind of known this guy a lot of my life. That's him standing in front of a self-portrait. That's his self-portrait. It's fucking cool. I love it. But he is 95 and he still walks around. Look, he doesn't look a day over 94. He still just walks around fucking Belgrave, getting around. Let me just double check here that this is actually streaming, because you know what? This is actually the first time I've just gone okay, yeah, it's streaming on Rumble, and I really don't care about YouTube, let's be honest, because fucking YouTube are a pain in the balls, really. Hey, yeah, shouldn't I have seen it on X? Oh, I am live on X. Okay, cool. Grouse. All right. Sorry, folks. I'm just autistic or retarded or something when it comes to this shit. Why is the episode called AIDS Isn't Funny? Well, you'll see in a minute. I had other things. I had so many things to talk about. I have taken a few notes, so I'll get to those. Anyway, Bubba Dez. Has he got a fucking story? So I asked him about this guy who was my mother's boyfriend. Now, this guy was the mayor of South Melbourne. He's dead. So I don't really think I'm giving too much away here, to be honest. Because the people involved, well, fuck them. You know what I mean? Now, this guy that was the mayor of South Melbourne, rich kid psychopath, like fucking absolute case. So he died in his sleep, just passed away one night. Very unusual. Anyway, his wife had died many years ago and he remarried a Chinese woman. Now, this guy owned a lot of property, a lot of houses, had a lot of money. Rich kid, came from a rich background, you know. Child of the 60s, like was in his 20s in the 60s. Traveled around, politics. They gave him property in Canberra. He goes over to China and he just starts going over to China. Just for whatever reason, I dare say it was business. In fact, it was. In fact, yeah, it was. He was going over there for business. I think he might have gotten mixed up in something because they gave him a wife, because that's what they do. He met a Chinese woman over there and married her. Because that's what you do, right? So he meets this Chinese woman over there. He marries her, and now They just, the CCP, they will just assign a woman to you. They go marry him. Go, like, this was not, and to him, he was a total psychopath. So he was just like, yeah, you'll do. You're a woman and you'll do what I say. So fine. So anyway, he dies. Meanwhile, he had been sending letters from his bank back to my man Desi here. This guy. Secretly. Now, they didn't know about Desi. He'd kind of disconnected. And Desi is a wild man, as you can kind of see. So they were not expecting this kind of ace in the hole type of character. So he's sending these letters back. Anyway, he's basically trying to get everything away from this Chinese woman. So he knew he was in trouble. Desi stashed those letters somewhere. And she got a hold of them anyway. Right after he died, right after Paul died, Desi started having people turning up at his house. After they found the letters, he had people turning up at his house 3 a.m, shining the lights in, shining a projector through his walls, showing all sorts of occult imagery and shit, just trying to drive him crazy. One day they turned up, they broke his cat's back, like kicked the cat, broke the cat's back. He heard the scream, came out, found the cat. They were taken off. He reckons that's when they probably found the front door key, because when they came back, 2 nights later, I think it was, they came in, Desi was asleep. They whacked him over the head with one of his staffs. See that staff he's holding there? Like a Jedi? He had one of those, and they whacked him over the head, tried to kill him. They blew his dog's head off, got rid of the other dog. You didn't see that. It's just this wildest fucking story. Anyway. Cool thing is there's more of the story to tell, and I'm going to be helping him do it. So hopefully we will have Desi on the BoxOfDogs, and we're going to reveal some things, if we can, about these communist fucks. Or maybe it's not them, maybe it's someone else. But there's definitely some shenanigans going. Anyway, we had a great catch up. It was a great talk. We just had a grouse time talk. He's one of the most based motherfuckers I've ever met. We disagreed on 1 or 2 things, but he's a real BoxOfDogs kind of guy. So I want to get him on and just talk about, like, we're talking about climate change. Just like I posted the other day, like, people say, oh, you don't believe in climate change. And I'm like, I believe in man-made climate change. The thing is, I believe that the men who are making the climate change are the ones making us pay incredible taxes and all these tariffs and all this bullshit for the climate change. They're the ones that are behind it. It's the money. Follow the fucking money. There is no fucking... You could end the climate change emergency tomorrow if it was suddenly defunded. If there was no money to be made in it, it could be fucking dealt with tomorrow. Exactly. My fucking reaction, exactly. Anyway, so as far as Desi's concerned...
To be contenders!
Yep, me and Desi, that will be contended. As you can see, I've put all these extra things on. It's fucking... It's very cool. We'll get through these eventually, I think. So, let's take a look. What is this? This has just popped up on my home. Elon Musk has posted this. I don't know. let's just do some live commentary, shall we? This whole Biden Trump. Oh look, I've come to the conclusion that, like, I'm not a fan of bipartisan politics. The way things are now, I really want Trump to win. He's the only one that is talking any sense, but he could be terrible too. But bipartisan politics is just, it's tearing people apart. It's driving people literally crazy. Like, people on the left that are like, the lies that they are just pouring out and just exaggerating, and it just, it's a form of insanity that, and like, these are the Democrats, and they're basically saying, yeah, we need to steal elections and rig elections and bypass democracy altogether in order to save democracy. We all see it, and we all know it's bullshit and it's insane. Now, that is going to lead to something else, but we will jump to this. Elon Musk posted this an hour ago, so. But to those lefties, when I see them lying and all that shit, all I want to say is this.
Shut the fuck up! Say Christ is Lord. Say Christ is Lord!
But they won't say it. So anyway, let's see what Elon Musk...
Okay.
Watch as this guy goes to a Biden protest in a Trump shirt and a Trump event in a Biden shirt. You can clearly see the difference between Trump and Biden supporters.
I'm right into the Biden protest with the Trump shirt.
Get your ass across the street.
What the f*** is everyone so hostile?
Go over there with your people.
You guys are my people. Look.
No, you're not. You're Trump supporter.
No, Biden says children, not Trump. No, stop. Don't snitch. Stop, I'm blending in. No. Why is everyone so angry? I'm just walking the sidewalk. You see how much hate it is over here? It's a public sidewalk. I feel like I'm gonna get jumped out. Oh, man. So when you poured water on me, did it make you feel happy?
Yeah.
I have to change shirts. Can I hide behind you? Okay. Okay. I was feeling crazy today. Hey, come on. It's just so much more respect over here. I'm here for my favorite president, Biden 2024. I want to sniff children.
Watch as this guy goes to a Biden protest in a Trump shirt.
Dude, that's fucking brilliant. That's fucking perfect. That is exactly the state of things. I mean, they're both fucking retarded. I don't know. I couldn't even. Wasn't quite paying. It's all hate. Let's just watch one more time. I want to see, because I would think that the Biden people are off the charts, but Trump people are off the charts too. So let's just fucking watch this one more time. But this is what I mean. This is the state of bipartisan politics. It's fucked up.
Watch as this guy goes to a Biden protest in a Trump shirt and a Trump event in a Biden shirt. You can clearly see the difference between Trump and Biden supporters.
I'm right into the Biden protest with the Trump shirt.
Get your ass across the street.
What the f*** is everyone so hostile?
Go over there with your people.
You guys are my people. Look.
No, you're not. You're Trump supporter.
No, Biden says children, not Trump. No, stop. Don't snitch. Stop, I'm blending in. No. Why is everyone so angry? I'm just walking the sidewalk. You see how much hate it is over here? It's a public sidewalk. I feel like I'm gonna get jumped out. Oh, man. So when you poured water on me, did it make you feel happy?
Yeah.
I have to change shirts. Can I hide behind you? Okay. Okay. I was feeling crazy today. Hey, come on. It's just so much more respect over here. I'm here for my favorite president, Biden 2024. I want to sniff children.
Watch as this guy...
Okay, so I'm not quite keeping up with it at the minute. They're saying there's clearly a difference. I don't know. He still seems to get... I'm kind of not paying attention entirely because I'm trying to think 2 steps ahead. But look, let's go to this. This guy has some very interesting points. I think look, the realization I've come to, do you know there is now an American Communist Party, the ACP? Jackson Hinkle. And let me ask you, just what kind of fucking name is Hinkle? I mean, what does that sound like to you? He says he's a Christian. Hinkle. Sounds like a fucking commie to me. Especially since he's part of the American Communist Party. Is there anything less American than communism? I mean, so let me get this straight. In the future, Russia's going to be free and democratic. America's going to be communist. It's genius. It's genius. It's just so dumb it might work.
Well, that's bullshit.
And look, here's what I want to say to Jackson Hinkle.
First of all, you're gay. Second of all, fuck you.
Okay, I think Nick basically summed it up there. But now, this guy has some very interesting political ideas. I just want to... This guy, I wish Trump had not selected J.D. Vance for his vice, because I think this guy is the guy.
If you were president, what's the first thing you would do?
If you were president, what's the first thing you would do?
If I was the president, the first thing I would do, I ain't gonna lie, I'm black and I'm proud, but I hate niggas though, I swear. I gotta find a way to put a restraint on some niggas, I swear to God. Cause like niggas be geeking, like a lot wrong with our country because of niggas. I swear to God, every other culture look out for themselves. Niggas be geeking. Like niggas are the reason why America is the way it is. And white people too. White people too. No bullshit though. But niggas be geeking though, for real. So I gotta do something about the niggas though. I gotta keep them in line. I gotta keep them in line, bro. We gotta make some laws for niggas. No bullshit.
Strictly niggas.
Niggas. That's what they first. Niggas first, and then everybody else.
See, now, if Trump came out and said, we got to put a line on some niggers, I think people would probably take it the wrong way, you know? But this guy comes out and says it, and you're like, you know, he's making some good points. So, yeah, let him cook out, says Royce Lopez. Now here you've got the... Now, I actually cannot tell if this one... I cannot tell if this one is a woman, like, taking the piss. I can't... Like, it's gotten to the point... It's hard to tell parody from reality. But, like, if this is real, and I think it is, just... Now, she wants to be taken seriously. But she has to make sure she's got the camera here so it's on a flattering angle and you can see her whole body, because she's been working out, you know. What's the point of going viral if people can't see your hot bod? And it is a hot bod. Let's not fuck around here. She's you know, she's cute and whatever. But let's listen. Anyway, let's try and listen to what she has to say.
I don't understand why every 4 years it's like we're literally fighting for our lives.
Literally.
Like every 4 years with the election cycle.
Every 4 years. Literally.
It's all on the line.
Oh my God.
The stakes are so high all the time, and I'm just like, oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Really scary.
Really
But
scary.
also, it's really true.
That's really true.
I feel like my entire freedoms as women are just at stake every 4 years. Like, it's so stressful.
It's so stressful.
Can we, like, understand that women are people, too?
No, you're not.
Hard, men? Well, that's bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. I just had to play it again because I was worried. Look, if you want to be taken seriously, just talk to the fucking camera like I do with girls pillow fighting behind me. Then you'll be taken seriously. If I, was all like, oh my god, it's just it would just, seriously! Fuck's sake. Anyway, let's just... Alright, let me introduce you to my future wife.
Da weide blüht ein kleines Blümelein. Und das heißt Erika.
Is there anything hotter than a beautiful, young, Japanese Nazi? Fuck me, that gets me every time. Anyway, here's the real reason they want you to hate Donald Trump. Now, I get the impression this is kind of an old video because he's talking about some old things, but it's very interesting, and I do love the speech that Hitler gave to the WEF, or this section that we're seeing of it anyway. Trump did come out recently and say, if you don't vote for me, you won't have Israel. And a lot of people have gone, deal! Anyway. It's one thing, see, I'm a glass half full kind of guy, like, as much as I hate the war in Gaza, even calling it a war is fucking ridiculous. You really, like Bill Hicks said, a war is when two sides are fighting. This is just a massacre. So, as much as I hate all that shit, you got to look at the positive, and on the positive is now everyone hates the Jews. So
everyone's in on the Great Reset. Well, almost everyone. There's one guy who's got the power to do something to stop it, and you know exactly where I'm going. And they made a mistake. They tried to get Trump on their side, so they invited Donald Trump to Davos, I think a couple of times. But in January, when Donald Trump, I think, really began to see the beast that he was up against, he went to Davos, to the World Economic Forum, and he stuck a mega finger in their eye.
We're committed to conserving the majesty of God's creation and the natural beauty of our world. But to embrace the possibilities of tomorrow, we must reject the perennial prophets of doom and their predictions of the apocalypse. These alarmists always demand the same thing: absolute power to dominate, transform, and control every aspect of our lives. We will never let radical socialists destroy our economy, wreck our country.
2 days after Donald Trump gave that speech, the 89-year-old leftist weirdo billionaire George Soros made an emergency intervention where, at Davos, once again, warning that the U.S. 2020 election will determine the, quote, fate of the whole world. Now, in the context of Davos, take a look at this one more time. This is a month after Donald Trump addressed Davos and stuck the MAGA finger in their face. Here's what Francis, the Vatican, and Jeffrey Sachs had to say in response.
And it is a dangerous country right now. It will be absolutely dangerous if Trump wins re-election. Trump wins re-election. Trump wins re-election.
Francis invited this guy to the Amazon Synod as an honored guest and advisor. He's also Bernie Sanders' advisor. What's he doing in the Vatican? Why is this guy who's a promoter for a socialist, out and out socialist, Bernie Sanders, what's he doing advising the Pope? Why does he have entree to the Vatican, friends?
Well, let's dig into that a little bit. Now, I've got the tweets there somewhere, but I don't have them sorted. So I will just say the Vatican has recently, most recently, they basically have essentially blessed same-sex marriage. Like, so they're all progressive and they're like, no, it's all good. It's all good. I mean, for the, for Catholics, I guess that's whatever. I don't want to get into that. But also they basically took a Jewish guy in, like a rabbi, and gave him some standing in the church. Now, they've always been very opposed in what they want. So now, I know the left will say, well, it's great, they're making peace, and they're coming to peaceful resolution and all these kinds of things, because they don't particularly want to face the reality of what's going on. Whereas a more cynical person will say, yeah, they've teamed up in their agenda and they are, headed for the same outcome. The reality is, folks, it really doesn't fucking matter what political system we're under. It's never going to be a political system that benefits you and me. Okay? At least currently, they have to throw us some scraps. Right? Now, under the communist thing and the one world government, they don't have to throw us anything. And we will be completely enslaved. And the more people, these people that give up their freedoms for safety, deserve what's coming. But some of us didn't. We're not on board with this. We don't want it. So why don't you all fuck off to somewhere? Like, you are literally selling me into slavery. I don't appreciate it. Okay, you lefty fucks. Oh, boy.
Прости, Господи, не ведают, что творят.
Exactly. So, I mean, even he knows.
Sachs supports abortion and contraception, but that's not a problem for the Vatican.
Oh, yeah. I made this joke ages ago. The Vatican came out a while ago and they said they're forgiving women that have abortions. And I was like, well, someone has to.
For the Vatican, for Pope Francis, and for his friends at the UN.
You notice how Black Lives Matter accept to people who are advocates for abortion? And they're also the ones that yell about how Black Lives Matter. I mean, that's an old trope at this point. We've all seen that. We all know it. But this is the levels of idiocy and hypocrisy that we're dealing with, where their own ideas clash with themselves. And they can't see it because the women are running on emotion. And the men are all there running on emotion as well because they're not really men and they're just trying to fuck the women. So they're just saying whatever. I mean, I hope to Christ that the men that I know that are all out there going, oh, I'm a lefty and blah, blah, blah. I really hope that secretly they go off and when it comes time to vote, they vote like men. No man is voting for a woman. Let me put it that way. There's fucking Melanie Mack running around saying, if you vote as a man, if you vote for a woman, you're a faggot, because faggot's her favorite word. So any excuse to say it. But she's right. If you vote for a woman, you're a faggot. That's really... I mean, that really should be Donald Trump's campaign. Vote Trump. Because if you vote for a woman, you're a faggot. I reckon that would be... what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? I could be in charge of your fucking campaign, Trump.
Donald Trump is the problem, obviously, friends.
Clearly, I consider the Trump administration a danger to the world, but I regard it as a purely temporary phenomenon that will disappear in 2020.
Do you get it? Do you see why there's so much hate for Trump? Because with all of his faults, again, he's the capitalist. He's not the globalist. He never will be one of them, which is why he pulled the United States out of the Paris Climate Agreement. Donald Trump pulled the United States out of the World Health Organization. That's Bill Gates and company. And now he's threatening to pull the United States out of the World Trade Organization. People say, yeah, well, Donald Trump got married twice. He's a bad guy. Really? He's right in the face of the demons on this, friends. Nobody ever said he was a saint. He's not.
Those people that say he's bad because he got married a bunch of times, he's had children to different women. He's a rich man. That's what rich men do. I myself, okay, let's dig into this. Right. I am at a point in my life where I'd love to have children, right? Now, the whole white replacement thing, to me, it doesn't really affect me. I don't really have a dog in the race as such. Like, I'll say it. I've said it before. I'll say it again. White people, we're like bees. Once we're gone, you're all fucked. The only white people that will be left will be Jews, because they will turn around and go, we're white now, and white people are great, and we need to preserve the white race, and that's us, the Jews. That'll be the game plan, I'd imagine. Something like that. I don't want to get into attacking the Jews. And I should be saying Zionists. That's the acceptable thing now. Because, yeah, it's not all Jews. It's just, you know, but we say Jews because we all know what we're talking about. Where was I? Oh, yeah, look. I don't really have a dog in the race because, like, I want to have kids. So this is why I'm hell-bent on trying to make money at the moment. But I've also I don't give a fuck because the business is not blooming as I had hoped it would. I need to try a different tack to get the business up and running. So tonight, I should be in bed, getting some rest so I can get up tomorrow and hit the streets again and try and sell. But I have gotten to the point where I don't fucking care right now. I've got so much shit going on in my life. I'm taking a little bit of fucking time to rethink this whole thing, rethink my entire approach, because I still want the money. Because here's the deal. I do want kids. Like, I really want to have kids, okay? I want a couple of white kids, original and the best. I want a couple of Chinese, half Chinese kids. They can do kung fu and play the violin. Couple of Thai, half Thai kids maybe. They're good at, you know, all that fucking kickboxing, and they're good cooks. And they're friendly, you know. Couple of half blacks because they'll be good at sports and they can teach the others to dance. I want a couple of half Japanese, like Yakuza. I even a couple of half Jews because, fuck, you know, I need someone to do the accounting, take care of the money. So, you know. And I basically want my own football team. And, you know, if it's a multi-racial football team, no one can call me a racist. So there. So I'm just covered. I mean, that's my plan. That's my plan for the future. I want to have, like, one of each. A fucking American Indian. Half American Indian, because they're magical. Even a couple of Indians, maybe. I don't know, because they can answer the phones. The point is, if there is a point, let's get back to this, because I'm a little all over the place. But anyway.
Knocking the sacred cows of the United Nations down all over the world right now.
The General Assembly routinely votes 185 against the United States on almost everything right now.
And you remember, speaking of the United Nations, In November of 2019, again, right before COVID landed, Trump went to the UN, the floor of the General Assembly, and he declared war on globalism.
Wise leaders always put the good of their own people and their own country first. The future does not belong to globalists. The future belongs to patriots.
So there you go. I mean, that's... I really don't care what you think of Trump. I mean, I just don't believe that... like, I'm just not into globalism. The whole globalism thing, to me... No, thank you, because it hasn't been done in a... Here's how I feel about globalism. Globalism, a one world global government, could be great. It could be a wonderful, beautiful thing. We're all, you know, we're all in this world together and we're all living peacefully and whatever. If we arrived at that point through peaceful means where everyone was prospering and we all came together and went, you know what? We've sorted out all our problems at home. Let's unite as a single planet and act in a way that is like we can go on to be an interplanetary species and discover the universe and we eliminate poverty and we do all this stuff and it's all great, but not from a campaign of, well, we tanked the economy and we destroyed everything and there's all these new diseases, so we need to all take over and fuck you all. And they've tried it. They've tried bringing out the aliens and no one gives a fuck. No one cares. I mean, that was the original, or it was one of the plans anyway. They were going to unite us in a one world government by having aliens appear. And everyone was going to go, oh, no, aliens, oh, well, it's us against the aliens, I guess, oh, shoot the alien, or whatever. But they brought the aliens, and everyone just went, I got a lot going on, bro. So, that didn't work. But, anyway... Mick Jagger's trending. Why the fuck would Mick Jagger be trending? Oh, this is interesting. Venezuela is trending. No, I had something actually back here. The timeline of Venezuela. Now, this is quite fascinating. Venezuela timeline. 1992 became third richest country in hemisphere. 97 became second largest purchaser of F-150. What, the truck, I guess? Or is that a plane? I can't imagine being the largest purchaser of a Ford truck would mean... Anyway. Voted for socialist president, income equality. 2004, private healthcare is completely socialized. 2007, all higher education becomes free. All this stuff they're talking about. Yay, wouldn't that be great? 2009, socialists banned private ownership of guns. 2012, Bernie Sanders praises their American dream. 2014, opposition leaders are imprisoned. Ooh, doesn't that sound familiar? 2016, food healthcare shortages become widespread. 2017, constitution and elections are suspended. 2019, unarmed citizens massacred by their own government. It took only one generation of progressive leadership to plunge this country into civil war. And, yeah. That's... Why does everyone go, oh yeah, it didn't work there, but it'll work here? No, it wasn't true socialism. That wasn't true communism. This fucking Jackson Hinkle fuck, that's what I call him, Jackson Hinkle fuck. He's pushing for the American Communist Party. I mean, it just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? The American Communist Party. Why don't we just make it illegal for politicians to lie? Like, and for political ad campaigns too. Why don't we just make it so that they can't like if they're caught lying, they're not eliminated. They're taken off the thing. They're given huge fines. Just stop this nonsense. I mean, wouldn't that be a worthwhile use of censorship? Wouldn't it? Like, censorship's so fucking out of hand at the moment. I posted someone posted something on Facebook, and I just said Hitler was an artist. Because he was. At one point, you might say he was a failed artist, but he was an artist. So I was just quoting a historical fact. I've been restricted on Facebook massively. There's things you can now. If I'd have said that on Twitter, it'd have been fine. They wouldn't have cared. They would have been just like, oh yeah, whatever. As long as I didn't say faggot or say, that the Jews killed Christ, because you're not allowed to say that anymore. I had a post restricted on Twitter because I mentioned the blood libel where the Jews killed Christ. Now, this has been an accepted historical fact for quite some time. The Jews admit it themselves. Jewish people, they joke about it. Sarah Silverman, that whole thing. It's very, very nuts that, that just seems to me a retarded use of censorship. Because what's the point of allowing free speech up to a point and then just, just these things, just what annoys us, So why not, if you're going to censor people, why not stop politicians from lying? Stop their ad campaigns from lying. That seems to me a better use. I've been going nearly an hour now, so I'm going to start wrapping it up, and I'm kind of getting tired, to be honest. So, yeah, look at that. Same baby, different location. Basically, the baby on the left is just as valuable as the baby on the right. Yeah, about 40 grand, I'd say. Actually, probably more. You'll probably even get more on the dark web. Perfectly healthy baby like that. Yeah. So, you don't have to wait till it's born to sell it. I think that's what they're saying. I'm pretty sure that's what that post is about. I'm guessing that, they don't actually, there's no link on who's buying the babies, but they're saying, hey, we'll buy them, either one. Ah, dear. Oh, goddamn. All right, let's just have a quick look at this, because this is
Do you think that this guy is voting for Trump or Biden?
I think that guy's a faggot.
Do you think that this guy is voting for Trump or Biden?
I think that guy's a faggot.
Do you think that this guy is voting for Trump or Biden?
I think that guy's a faggot.
So there you go. That guy's a faggot. See? They agree. Anyway, look, I'm just going to wrap into this thing. She's horrible. Being child-free. All right, look, let's just... Look, this is just... I'm sorry. I'm sorry to do this to you, but I had to see it, so now you have to see it.
Being child-free threatens the patriarchy. We don't need no man. We can do everything he can. Busted! I'm a bold lift. Taylor's on my side. I'm a bold lift. MAGA starts to cry. What? I'm a bold lift. And Taylor's on my side. Yeah, she is. I'm a bold lift. MAGA starts to cry.
Just. Sorry, I just, Taylor's on her side, bro. Well, I hope I didn't lose you for that for a second, but things went a little... Hey, what? Okay, we're back. Sorry, even my fucking computer shit itself then. She's like Eminem, basically. She's like the next Eminem. What a rapping superstar. Anyway, this was a thread. I found this fun. This is like a thread. The worst tweets of all time. So let's just go through these worst tweets of all time. Some of these are kind of fun. Anyway. So I graped a bitch and she gave me HIV. So now I'm wondering how the hell a 10-year-old got HIV. My sister hanging with the wrong crowd for real. This is a thing. You can put like your horrible, awful... Harvey, why aren't you doing this on Twitter? That's what I want to know. That's a Harvey quality joke right there. That is, I would expect... Oh, we all know this one. Going to Africa, hope I don't get AIDS. Just kidding, I'm white. Well, she makes a fair point. To be honest, it's better to have sex with... I'm not even reading that. That's disgusting. Can't... Oh, fucking... Look, I'm just going to let you read these if you want. In fact, you know what? Okay, this one was fun. Now, it's kind of hard to see, but that kind of makes a black fist. I hear, I see you, and I stand with you. Black History Month. Okay. Thanks, Ronald McDonald. Didn't you? These seem to have quite a theme. Lot of grape theme. Women belong in the kitchen, as I always say. Yeah, but they belong in the bathroom. The Amazing Atheist. I'm not even gonna read his tweet because he's such a twat. I really hate that guy. He's such a fucking... But as I say, anyone with amazing in their... Okay, look, let's just leave because they're just awful. They're just all terrible. I thought they would be funny, but mostly they're just horrible. Ugh. God, people are kind of a bit gross, aren't they? Just, I mean, leave the grape jokes to the professionals, please. We make grape jokes at great personal risk. Okay, look, I'm going to fucking even zoom in on this because this is important. Look, we, comedians, if you want to hear about the humorous subject of, or the humorous takes on the subject of grape, listen to Patrice O'Neill. Now, I know some of you out there, I know, Blair, I know, you have said he's a grapist and whatever. I get it, man. But you need to hear the whole story and you need to understand there's a lot more to it than I don't know. I don't know where you stand on exactly. But you didn't seem too favourable about Patrice. But no, you need to hear the whole story. But also his take on the whole thing. I mean, they are basically awful jokes. And what you get amongst comedians, those were kind of the open mic comedy level. But some comedians are able to pull off great jokes brilliantly. Where, I mean, all those jokes, the joke is like, I'm a grapist, aren't I edgy? No, the really good jokes take the piss out of the grapist. It's not like, people on Twitter are fucking retarded. And that's one of the reasons I can't stop looking at it, because you can't stop looking at retards. I mean, if you see a retard down the street, you can't not look. You're like, oh, in fact, you don't want to get caught looking, but you can't not look. Like, I saw a couple today, and you just, like, you take it in. I'm quite good at it now. I just kind of take it in, quick, like, flash of the photographic memory, like, I'll go over that later. I'll laugh later, not now. It's not appropriate to laugh now, but I'll laugh later. I'm just kidding. I don't laugh at retards. And by when I say retards, I mean women. Because women, can you stop acting so retarded? We wouldn't call you, we don't mean to hurt your feelings when we call you retarded, but when you act retarded, what are we supposed to say? Well done? No, you shouldn't vote. Just, you know, if women really wanted to advance humanity, they would just opt out of voting. They would just go, you know what? We don't need to vote anymore. We're going to leave it up to you guys, because let's be facing it. You guys are the ones that are going to have to go to war if it happens. Otherwise, if you want to keep voting, you got to go and fight the wars. And, you know, men can stay home. What do you think of that, Cat? Exactly. My thoughts exactly. Anyway, I really have added all these fucking things, and I really don't need them, but, look, I think the left need to hear it from someone they respect, so here it is.
I won't mince words, so here it is. Fuck you. You're all a bunch of faggots.
There you go. I mean, I couldn't have said it any better myself. Okay, so this is interesting. An interesting timing that this has come out. This guy has brought out Murdered by Crayons. Has dug up Andrew Tate's old Twitter account. And it's pretty horrible, the shit he says on there. But it's interesting that he's a Muslim, currently the only person, well, the only one in Romania really out there standing up. The Tate brothers are standing up for Christianity, because everyone's upset about the opening ceremony and all that. And actually, I've got on here somewhere basically what Alex Jones is saying. And, you know, if you take Alex Jones and you just bring it back a bit, you get somewhere around reality. But people are going nuts over that whole thing. So it's just very interesting that things like this would suddenly surface. Like, oh, yeah, but look at you, you're a piece of shit. But he's the only one, and he's a Muslim. I've seen more Muslims upset by that than I've seen Christians. I mean, there's a lot of Christians that are kind of fake Christians being upset by it. But, you know, when it comes to it, they're just, yeah. Street piano. I saw that today, and I played the piano a bit on the street. I might go and do that again tomorrow. But check this out. This is the point I made, and I've often thought this, right? Okay, so they've posted this. I say, luckily we don't judge people by their past, right? Lol. We should be more forgiving. No one is beyond redemption. And I've long believed that it's our unforgiving nature that has led to this mess we're in. Imagine if people couldn't be blackmailed, for example. Imagine if we all... Now, I know this is a very tough concept because, yeah, right, great. Imagine if we all just forgave and it came out that these people were doing really horrible and horrific things, but also believe that most of these people who are blackmailed, probably the things they were doing weren't that bad. You know, embarrassing for them, possibly illegal, but how bad were they? If we were more forgiving and were like, are you truly sorry you did it? Are you never going to do it again? Are you going to, you know, now that you've learnt, perhaps you've learnt a lesson from it, are you going to... Imagine if suddenly all those politicians and all those scientists and all those businessmen and all the people all around the world who are currently being blackmailed into saying all the things that they're supposed to say. Imagine if we suddenly just forgave them all and they could tell their blackmailers to go fuck themselves. You fucking blackmailing, cocksucking pieces of shit. What kind of world would we have then? Do you think the world would be suddenly worse? Or would these people suddenly turn around and have something to fight for? Do you think maybe they'd turn around and... Now, a lot of them are psychopaths. They wouldn't give a shit. They really don't care. Isn't that interesting? Wow. That's the second time that's happened. Apple just speaks on my behalf. I did not give the thumbs down then. Look, if I give a thumbs down, right, it should recognize it, right, and it gives a thumbs down. If I give a thumbs up, right, it recognizes, gives a thumbs up. But that's the second time a thumbs down has come along when I've been saying something like this. So Apple, you're not interested in the idea of forgiveness and what would happen if suddenly all these people who are currently being blackmailed were suddenly off the hook. Just free. Just all of a sudden, we were all like, we understand. Whatever you did, it's forgiven. Stop bowing down to those powers who are blackmailing you. Just imagine, ladies and gentlemen, what the world would be like then.
Yeah, but I know what'll make you feel better.
Oh no, not another box of dogs!
It's another box of dogs!